I'm an organic chemist, and I'm interested in the role that carbohydrates play in biology, and in particular, we're interested in bacterial diseases. We spent the last 20 years or so developing chemistry that could be used to make molecules that then will allow us to interrogate various processes in bacteria. And this work has been leading to hopefully novel drugs for treating diseases, and also new diagnostics for detecting and diagnosing diseases, as well as then also hopefully new vaccines. I'm the scientific director of GlycoNet, and so I've been taking the lead and trying to establish a nationwide network of scientists who work in this area. So GlycoNet is Networks of Centers of Excellence, or an NCE. It was established earlier this year. It's a network of 22 universities across the country and research hospitals as well. And within those networks, within those institutions, and there are currently about 60 different research groups that are involved. We're trying then to basically develop new approaches for solving unmet medical needs through understanding better and exploiting then the role of carbohydrates in biology. A lot of the science is done, the basic science is done, actually requires innovation in the sense that people come up with new approaches to solving problems, new ways of thinking about things, looking broadly from within, from sort of confines of their own field out to other fields to see how can we actually bring in these other areas of science to address problems. Alberta had just established the Alberta Glycomics Center, which is an Alberta-based institution, and I was excited about the possibility of coming back to Alberta to be involved in this network that had been established within the province. Canada actually has had a long-standing tradition in this field of glycomics for more than half a century, and at the time it seemed like it would be exciting to actually expand that Alberta-based network that we were building, and really try to expand that into a nationwide network. And so I guess it's something I've always hoped to be able to do in the back of my mind, and we were really pleased that we were able to achieve that. The field, I should mention, is going through sort of a renaissance worldwide, and so there's a lot of interest in this field, and so I think it was a combination of the strength of the thing we built in Alberta we could point to as a success and say, we know how to do this, but now we want to do it on a national scale. That, coupled with the sort of interest in the field globally and the leadership that Canada had in this field, sort of came together really to make this what I think is an ideal time to be doing this. Yeah, absolutely, yes, right. And so the projects are all intended to be collaborative, and again involves really a range of people from organic chemists on one end, perhaps some microbiologists, immunologists, clinicians, physical chemists, a whole range of different types of scientists. Mm-hmm. Certainly, I mean, I was attracted to come back here 12 years ago by the nucleus of people that Alberta had. And certainly, when you go around the world in our field and you say you're from the University of Alberta, everyone knows what that means in the sense of the tradition that this province has in our field. And so certainly it's from a research standpoint a real draw for people to come here. And so certainly that was a big draw for me, and that's one of the reasons that I continue to be excited about working in Alberta. We're hoping that GlycoNet and our center will lead to more sort of perhaps more obvious forms of innovation in the sense of new startup companies and new technologies, things of that sort. And our center has had some success in that over the last few years, and so we're hoping to build upon that in the coming decade through GlycoNet. Well, it's a tremendous honor. I mean, I think when I look at my own department, certainly many of the people I respect in my own department and across the province have been recognized with ASTech awards, and so I think it's very humbling to be considered in that group of individuals. Well, I think it's a great way to sort of get in a relatively short time period, sort of exposed to a range of different exciting things that are going on in innovation and science in Alberta. That's and personally, I think what you've done in terms of the new format is great. I'm not a big fan of sort of stuffy sit-down dinners, and so I think this new, more informal networking type event will be actually much more enjoyable and a better way really to connect with individuals across the province who happen to be there. Well, I guess what I would say is that this is an exciting area. It's sort of viewed as the next frontier in biomedicine. Canada is a leader in this area, And we're excited about the future because we're sure that Canada is actually going to lead the way in solving some of these unmet medical needs that we think we can address through glycomics.